Right, welcome back. I'm now working on the body shell, and you can probably just make out all my 1mm masking tape because it's now telling me to do the window sills, front, back, side, and also this area on the front, just to the above the front bumper, to paint it in black. So I've done all my masking tape with my 1mm. So I've done the two side windows and I've done the rear window. The reason I haven't done round the windscreen yet is because the tape isn't quite thick enough. So when I take the tape off this, I've got to reapply it to go to the front windscreen edge. Once I've reapplied the tape, I can actually do the front windscreen. I've also done the front grille just in front of the windscreen. So that's that done. I've done all that freehand. With the area around the lights and the front bumper, inside there just above my finger there's a tiny little gap that goes all the way through. You might be able to see that gap there. There's your gap. So what I've done is I've fed my blue electrical tape through the little gap and masked off underneath the black strip there, because that's the front bumper and that's got to stay white. So, and you can probably see there I've actually tapped on there with my brush. So that's what you need to do, because all that front bumper there below that lip has got to be white. So, and then I've just masked off the little headlamp cover when it goes down. That matches that pattern. So I'll just put a tiny bit of masking tape around on there and there, and that's all done. What I used was 2 coats of matte black and 1 coat of gloss. So this is almost dry, so I'm going to be taking all this tape off probably tomorrow morning now, and then obviously I've got to reapply around the front windows on those little arms there, or the uprights. But yeah, it's not looking too bad, so I'm quite looking forward to see how the how well that is. I mean, I've sealed the edges with the Pledge Future, so I'm hoping there won't be no paint bleed. But that's where I'm sitting at the moment. Right, I've now took all the 1mm masking tape off of the body shell for the Celica. And to be honest, I'm quite chuffed with the results. Touch of paint bleed here and there, but you know, nothing too major. So if I just move these little bits out of the way, there we go. There's a touch of paint bleed here and there. There's also bits where I've not painted right into the corner. Little bit there. The nose part I'm really most impressed with, because putting the tape in that little channel there has kept that white on the bottom part here, and none of the black paint has actually touched it, and I'm quite well chuffed with that. Not bad at all. Turning around this side, it's a little bit paint bleed there. Yeah, little bits there. Not too bad round the front windscreen. That's quite nice, that is. I'm quite enjoying that. It's not too bad. Round the rear screen, yeah, a little bit there. Nothing that the white paint won't touch up, but generally I'm quite well chuffed with that. So I've just got to do a bit of touching up around the corners here, and then with the black when I haven't got right in the corner around the bend there, and then when it's over you know, paint bleed, I've just got to touch that up with a white. But generally speaking, really nice, not bad at all. So that's where the body shell is sitting at the moment. Right, I've now completed this part of the body shell, and it's now ready to go onto the chassis. So turning the page over, it's telling me to do all the decals first. I'm not going to do that. So I've done all the painting, as you know, and now it's time to put the clear part into the inside of the body shell with those extra vent bits as well. So I've done that. Let's turn the flash on. So from the inside I've put that vent in. There's some indented channels on the part itself which you line up to those lines there on the inside, and then once you've got it lined up, just run your Tamiya extra thin. The mesh, I've just used my metal mesh, because if I get the square mesh out, the fabric mesh that comes with the kit, where is it? There we are. You can see it's just square, even though on the diagram it's not like that at all. It's the opposite way. It's like at an angle like that. And then putting that back down. Now if you look at the mesh compared to that mesh, my mesh looks a hell of a lot better. So I've just glued that to the inside with some super glue. I painted it with 2 coats of black and black gloss, and it's showing through really nice. So that's that done. I've painted the lights here in the orange, black for those vents, silver for where the headlamps go, at the back of the headlamps. I've also done silver around the back of there for those rear lamps. I've also done around the number plate there. I'm hoping the decal might cover that up in the inside. If it doesn't, I'll just tidy it up with some white. I've painted the fuel cap in silver. I've put the decal on the back of the windscreen on the inside. And basically what I did is I just got my glue and glaze, brushed it on with a brush, there, round here and round here and round the back, and I just held it with some of my scissor clamps, one through there, one through there, one through there, and one through there in the fender wells. And then that was it pretty much, because when it come through the fender well, it hit there and there, so that held that down. I got one bigger scissor clamp that went over the panel, the door panel, and that held it just there and there, and then just the scissor clamps at the back. So with that being said, this is now ready to go on there, so you'll have to go from arse end and bring it down basically. So let's see what happens. Right, welcome back. The body shell is now onto the interior stroke chassis. So looking at the plans, you've got your C brackets there on the back with a cutout. That locks into the plate on the back there and there. And then when you bring the arse end down, you've got to bring the front down, and basically those little pins there have got to lock into, you can just about see the shadowy, you know, interior part of it. There's a peg hole, and you have to push that in there, and one there as well. So lining those up, there's one there and there's one there, so you bring that into place, then you spread these bits of the body slightly to get that in, and then the peg holes, there's one there and there's one here. So I just got my Swan Morton knife, use that as a crowbar as it were, just put it right here and just push that out slightly, and then push that down into the peg hole, and then push Swan Morton knife here, push that out, and then lined the peg and the peg hole there. No glue required, so you don't even need to glue it. I thought this lip of the chassis had to go underneath the lip of the body shell, but it doesn't. I've been looking at other people's builds of this, and that doesn't go underneath there, so that's one good thing. But another good thing is, if that tyre comes out, the rear tyre, the spare tyre, if it comes out, because it's not really well secured if you don't put that strap on. You can easily just prise that out and take it off. So that's that done. And I'm really well chuffed on how nice it's mounted onto there. So the next part is going to be rims and tyres, mounting those on. I'm not going to bother with the night lights. And then turning the page over, you've got all your outer body bits like the vents, the rear mirrors, the rear view mirrors, the lights, window wipers and spoilers and bits and bobs. So that's all now ready to have its rims and tyres put on it. So not looking too bad at all. Okay, welcome back. Right, part of the Safari Rally Kenya parts is the mud flaps. Now, in the kit, all the instructions, it doesn't tell you how to put these on, so I've had to look at other people's builds and I've figured out to put them on. Right, where's my tweezers? Right. So, if you look on here, you've got two different shaped mud guards, them slightly different from each other. And you've got these two little L-shape mounting tabs on that one. And you've got like just a peg on this one. Because each one is for different sides, I don't know which, so it's play it by ear. So they will lock in on the inside of the body shell. Just turn the flash on. They will lock in on the inside of the body shell inside here. But like I said, one will not go on the one. Right, so which one's which? Right, so right, I got it. So this one with just the L-shaped tab, that locks in onto the back of there. I don't think the camera's going to pick it up. Is it that one? If you look, I don't know if you can see, if you look there, they lock onto the inside like that. And then obviously when you put them in, you've got to make sure that the curve is level with the wheel hub. So that's how that one goes in. And then the one with the straight tab, that, get the right one first. Yeah. And then that just glues in. Actually, that tab there locks into the underneath of this fascia here. So that locks in. So you've obviously got one flat going up to meet that. And then one, oh, I've just noticed that. You've got a little notch there. So one locks into that, and the other one locks. I don't think you're going to see that, to be honest. Just locks into there like that. So I've got to put these on. I'm probably going to use super glue just to get these on the initial contact, and then put some glue on after once it's cured. And then eventually I can get these rims and tyres onto the brakes there. I'm sorry about the lengthy explanation just for the mud flaps, but that's the way it goes. So let's see what happens.